Hello, my friend. Today I want to take you on a journey through the life of one of the most inspiring prophets in history, Prophet Yusuf, Joseph, peace be upon him. His story is not just about trials and dreams. It's a story of patience, faith, and how the heart can be transformed through trust in God. Prophet Yusuf was the beloved son of Prophet Jacob, peace be upon him. From his childhood, his father loved him dearly, and this love was clear to everyone. But sometimes love can bring envy. Yusuf's brothers grew jealous because they saw how much their father favored him. They couldn't bear it. And so, a plan was formed, one that would test Yusuf in ways unimaginable. One day, when they were alone with Yusuf, his brothers decided to act. They threw him into a deep well, leaving him there to face the world alone. Can you imagine, friend, the fear and confusion Yusuf must have felt? Yet, even in that dark, lonely place, he did not lose hope. He remembered God's mercy and guidance. His patience began from that very moment, even before he could see the light of day. Soon after, travelers passed by the well. They saw Yusuf and rescued him. But instead of returning to his family immediately, Yusuf was taken to a faraway land. He was sold into slavery, and life took a dramatic turn. Yet, the young boy who had been thrown into the well carried an unshakable faith. No matter the hardship, he kept trusting God. In his new home, Yusuf served in the household of a powerful man. He was known for his honesty, wisdom, and remarkable character. But life tested him again. The wife of his master tried to seduce him. It was a moment where many would falter, but Yusuf chose the path of righteousness. He rejected her advances, staying true to his principles and his faith in God. This act of courage and patience is remembered as a lesson for all of humanity. Unfortunately, his rejection was misunderstood, and Yusuf was falsely accused. He faced imprisonment for a crime he did not commit. Imagine, friend, being innocent yet confined to a prison cell. But even here, Yusuf did not despair. He treated everyone around him with respect, kindness, and wisdom. In the darkness of the prison, his light of patience shone brightly. Years passed, and Yusuf became known for his ability to interpret dreams. Word of his wisdom reached the king of the land, who faced a troubling dream no one could explain. Yusuf was called upon, and through God's guidance, he interpreted the dream accurately. The king was amazed, and Yusuf's life changed once again. He was elevated from the prison to a position of great responsibility, managing the storehouses of the kingdom. Think about it, friend. How often do we face difficulties and feel hopeless? Yusuf's story teaches us that patience and faith can turn despair into triumph. Every trial he faced was a step in a divine plan. What was meant to harm him became a reason for him to shine, to rise, and to touch the lives of countless people around him. Eventually, the time came for Yusuf to reunite with his family. His brothers, who had once plotted against him, came to him seeking help during a famine. Yusuf could have held grudges, could have refused them, but his heart, molded by patience and forgiveness, chose mercy. He forgave his brothers, showing that true patience is not just enduring hardship, but also responding to others with compassion. When Yusuf met his father, Prophet Yaqub, it was a moment of tears, relief, and unspoken joy. The reunion reminded everyone of the power of faith, patience, and God's divine wisdom. Every step of Yusuf's life, from the well to the palace, carried lessons for all of us. So, what can we learn from the story of Prophet Yusuf, my friend? First, patience is not passive. It is an active trust in God, even when circumstances seem impossible. Second, righteousness and integrity will guide us through trials, even when the world misunderstands us. Third, forgiveness has a power that changes hearts, not only for others but for our own peace. And finally, every hardship is part of a bigger plan, a plan that can transform despair into hope. If we look closely, Yusuf's story is not just a tale from the past. It is a mirror for our lives today. We all face jealousy, betrayal, misunderstanding, and hardship in one form or another. Yusuf's example shows us that patience, faith, and steadfastness can turn life's darkest moments into opportunities for growth and blessings. Remember, my friend, it is in the quiet moments of endurance that the heart finds its strength. Just as Yusuf trusted God in the well, in the house of his master, and in prison, we too can find guidance and solace in faith. The miracles in Yusuf's life were not random. They were the outcome of his unwavering patience and trust in God. And as we close this story, let's carry a piece of Yusuf's patience in our own hearts. Let it remind us that no matter how deep the well, how long the night, or how heavy the trials, God's wisdom is always at work. Life may test us, friends may envy us, and circumstances may seem unbearable, but patience, faith, and righteousness will always light the path. After being thrown into the well by his jealous brothers, Yusuf's life took a dramatic turn. Imagine a young boy left alone in darkness, unsure of what awaited him. Yet he did not cry out in despair. He turned to God in prayer, finding strength in the divine. That moment in the well was the beginning of a lifelong journey of patience, a journey that would touch hearts for generations. Soon, travelers passing by discovered him. They rescued Yusuf and took him to Egypt, a land far from his home. Here, he was sold as a servant to a noble household. Though far from his family, Yusuf's faith remained unwavering. He adapted to new surroundings, learned the ways of the house, and earned the respect of everyone around him because of his honesty and character. In this household, Yusuf faced another test. The wife of his master tried to lure him into sin. Many would have given in, but Yusuf chose the path of righteousness. He knew that true strength comes not from avoiding challenges, but from standing firm in integrity. His refusal was not just a moral choice. It was a profound act of patience and trust in God's guidance. Sadly, his honesty led to false accusations. Yusuf was imprisoned, despite his innocence. Can you imagine, friend, being confined for something you did not do? The injustice would break many, yet Yusuf endured. In prison, he did not lose his calm or kindness. He helped fellow inmates, maintained his dignity, and kept his faith alive. Even in the darkest cells, the light of his patience shone brightly. During his time in prison, Yusuf's gift for interpreting dreams became known. Fellow prisoners came to him with dreams that troubled their minds. Through God's wisdom, Yusuf interpreted them accurately, helping others while waiting for his own destiny to unfold. His ability to remain patient and kind even in difficult circumstances made him a beacon of hope. Eventually, the king of Egypt faced a puzzling dream. None of his advisors could explain it. Yusuf was summoned to interpret the king's dream, and through God's guidance, he revealed its meaning. 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of famine. The king recognized Yusuf's wisdom and appointed him to a position of immense responsibility, managing the nation's resources during both abundance and scarcity. This transition from prison to palace was not merely a change in status. It was a testament to patience, resilience, and faith. Every trial Yusuf faced had prepared him for this moment. Friend, life often tests us in ways that seem unfair, but Yusuf's story reminds us that God's plan is always greater than our understanding. The hardships we endure may be the very steps leading us to success and fulfillment. As famine struck, Yusuf's family, unaware of his survival, came to Egypt seeking aid. Here, the story takes a profound turn. Yusuf's brothers, who once envied and harmed him, now stood before him, vulnerable and in need. This moment could have been one of revenge. But Yusuf, whose heart had been shaped by patience and wisdom, chose forgiveness. He treated his brothers with kindness and mercy, teaching us that true patience includes forgiving those who have wronged us. When he finally reunited with his father, Prophet Yaqub, it was a moment of immense joy and tears. Their reunion symbolized hope, trust, and the fulfillment of God's plan. Friend, this reunion reminds us that patience is not only about enduring hardship, it's about holding on to faith, trusting in God, and believing that justice, mercy, and blessings will come in time. Yusuf's story also teaches us about the importance of dreams. From a young age, he had dreams that foretold his future. These dreams were a reminder from God about the journey ahead, but interpreting them required wisdom, patience, and guidance. Life, too, gives us signs, subtle hints, and visions of our path. Understanding them requires faith, reflection, and perseverance, just as Yusuf demonstrated. Through all these trials, Yusuf remained humble, wise, and compassionate. His life teaches us that patience is not passive. It is active, deliberate, and intertwined with trust in God. It is seen in resisting temptation, maintaining integrity, forgiving those who harm us, and using every opportunity to serve and guide others. Every challenge Yusuf faced was a step in molding him into the remarkable leader and prophet he became. Friend, Yusuf's journey is a mirror for all of us. We may not face the same extreme circumstances, but life tests everyone in some form. Whether it is betrayal, jealousy, injustice, or hardship, the lessons of patience, faith, and righteousness are universal. Yusuf shows us that these virtues not only help us survive trials, but also allow us to flourish, inspire others, and leave a legacy of goodness. As we reflect on this story, let's internalize its wisdom. Patience is more than waiting. It is trusting, enduring, and acting with integrity. It is not giving up when the world seems against us. And forgiveness is not weakness. It is the strength of a heart refined by trust in God. Just as Yusuf's life transformed from darkness to light, from struggle to leadership, we too can navigate our challenges with faith and emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Prophet Yusuf, Joseph, peace be upon him, was the beloved son of Prophet Jacob, peace be upon him. From an early age, Yusuf had visions in his dreams that hinted at a remarkable destiny. He dreamt of 11 stars, the sun, and the moon bowing to him. When he shared these dreams with his father, Yaqub understood their significance, but also foresaw the trials that Yusuf would face. Yusuf's brothers, consumed by jealousy, could not accept his favored position in the family. Their envy grew as their father's love for Yusuf remained clear. One day, they conspired against him, throwing him into a deep well and leaving him to face the unknown alone. The well was dark and cold, yet Yusuf's faith never wavered. The moments in that lonely pit marked the beginning of his unwavering patience, a virtue that would define his entire life. Travelers passing by discovered Yusuf in the well and took him to Egypt. There, he was sold as a servant to a nobleman. Despite being far from home and family, Yusuf adapted to his new circumstances, gaining the trust and admiration of those around him. His character, marked by honesty, humility, and intelligence, set him apart, making him a person of respect even in a foreign land. The nobleman's wife, captivated by Yusuf's beauty and wisdom, tried to seduce him. Yusuf resisted, maintaining his integrity and loyalty. His steadfastness, despite the temptation and potential danger, demonstrated a remarkable strength of character. However, his refusal led to false accusations, and Yusuf was imprisoned unjustly. In prison, he continued to uphold his principles, treating others with fairness, compassion, and respect. During his imprisonment, Yusuf's gift of interpreting dreams became widely known. Fellow prisoners approached him with their dreams, seeking guidance. Through God's wisdom, Yusuf interpreted them accurately, helping them understand their futures. His ability to provide clarity and hope, even while confined, reflected the strength of his faith and the depth of his patience. Eventually, the king of Egypt faced troubling dreams that none of his advisors could explain. Yusuf was summoned and, with God's guidance, interpreted the dreams. 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of severe famine. Impressed by his wisdom, the king appointed Yusuf to a high position, placing him in charge of managing the resources of the nation during both prosperity and scarcity. Years later, during the famine, Yusuf's brothers came to Egypt seeking assistance, unaware that the man they approached was their own brother. Yusuf recognized them, but concealed his identity at first. He tested their character, observing their behavior, and ultimately decided to reveal himself. Instead of anger or revenge, Yusuf chose forgiveness. He provided for them generously and reunited with his family, exemplifying mercy and patience in the highest form. Yusuf's rise from the well to the palace was not merely a personal journey, but a manifestation of divine wisdom. Every hardship he endured, betrayal by his brothers, separation from his family, false accusations, and imprisonment, was a step in shaping his character and preparing him for his ultimate role. His patience, integrity, and faith guided him through every trial, ensuring that each challenge led to a greater purpose. The story of Yusuf also emphasizes the importance of dreams and divine guidance. His early visions foretold the events that would unfold, but their realization required patience, discernment, and reliance on God. These dreams were not just symbols, but instruments of God's plan, demonstrating that every challenge, every obstacle, and every trial in life can have a deeper purpose. Forgiveness was a cornerstone of Yusuf's life. When reunited with his brothers, he did not dwell on the harm they had caused. Instead, he chose compassion, providing them with resources and reconciliation. This act highlights the transformative power of patience and mercy, showing that enduring trials with faith can lead not only to personal growth, but also to healing and restoration in relationships. The story also illustrates the importance of resilience. Yusuf faced extreme adversity, from being abandoned in a well to being wrongfully imprisoned, yet he remained steadfast. His life teaches that resilience is born from faith, and patience is strengthened through trust in God's plan. Yusuf's unwavering belief in divine wisdom allowed him to navigate life's difficulties and emerge as a leader and a beacon of hope. Yusuf's experiences in Egypt reflect a journey of moral and spiritual growth. He encountered temptation, injustice, and uncertainty, yet consistently chose the path of righteousness. His decisions were guided by ethical principles and unwavering faith, demonstrating that patience is not passive but active, a conscious choice to trust, endure, and act rightly in every situation. His story serves as a timeless lesson. Trials are not meaningless. They are opportunities to cultivate patience, integrity, and wisdom. Each hardship, when met with faith and perseverance, prepares the heart for greater responsibilities and blessings. Yusuf's journey from the well to the palace, from betrayal to forgiveness, is a testament to the enduring power of patience and trust in God. Even in his elevated position, Yusuf remained humble and compassionate. He never allowed status or power to corrupt his principles. His life demonstrates that true leadership is rooted in patience, empathy, and moral strength. The way he handled his brothers, the people of Egypt, and those in prison reflects the qualities of a heart refined by trials and sustained by faith. The story of Yusuf reminds us that divine wisdom often works through adversity. Every misfortune, every test, and every challenge carries the potential to transform lives. Yusuf's life is a guide, illustrating how patience, righteousness, and forgiveness can turn suffering into triumph and isolation into reconciliation. Ultimately, Yusuf's story is not just about him. It is about the principles that guide humanity. Patience, trust, moral integrity, and forgiveness are virtues that transcend time and culture. His experiences provide guidance for anyone facing hardship, teaching that faith and perseverance lead to fulfillment, justice, and lasting peace. Yusuf's journey highlights that patience is both a shield and a strength. It protects the heart during times of trial and builds character for greater responsibilities. His life exemplifies that even in the darkest moments, faith illuminates the path, and God's plan unfolds in ways that benefit both the individual and those around them. The culmination of Yusuf's story is a testament to divine justice, mercy, and guidance. The reconciliation with his family, the fulfillment of his dreams, and his elevation to a position of authority reflect the rewards of patience and steadfastness. Each chapter of his life conveys lessons on how to endure suffering, maintain integrity, and embrace mercy, offering inspiration for generations. Through Yusuf's experiences, it becomes clear that challenges are not punishments but opportunities. His story shows that the faithful heart, guided by patience, forgiveness, and divine trust, can transform adversity into blessings. Yusuf's life remains a beacon, illuminating the path for those who seek strength, hope, and guidance in times of trial. His patience was never passive. It was active, deliberate, and unwavering. Whether confronting temptation, enduring betrayal, or interpreting dreams in prison, Yusuf consistently relied on God's wisdom. This active patience allowed him to navigate life's trials and emerge as a figure of remarkable moral and spiritual integrity. The story concludes with the reunion of Yusuf with his family and the realization of his dreams. It is a reminder that perseverance, faith, and righteousness eventually lead to justice, fulfillment, and reconciliation. Yusuf's life is a timeless narrative of how patience transforms suffering into triumph and guides the human heart toward wisdom and compassion. Yusuf, Joseph, peace be upon him, grew up in a home filled with love, yet his life was destined for trials that would shape him into a figure of patience and wisdom. His early dreams hinted at a future of greatness, but they also foreshadowed the challenges he would face. 11 stars, the sun, and the moon bowing in his dream symbolized the people and circumstances he would one day influence, but the path to that destiny would not be easy. The envy of his brothers led to one of the first major tests in Yusuf's life. Their jealousy over their father's love prompted them to cast him into a deep well. Alone and abandoned, Yusuf faced the uncertainty of survival, yet he maintained trust in God. This period in the well was the beginning of a lifelong demonstration of patience, an inner strength that would guide him through every hardship. Rescued from the well by passing travelers, Yusuf was taken to Egypt and sold into slavery. Far from home, separated from family, and thrust into a foreign land, Yusuf adapted with grace. His integrity, intelligence, and humility distinguished him, earning respect even in a household where he was a servant. These qualities would serve as the foundation for his later rise to power. In the house of his master, Yusuf faced one of life's most difficult trials. The wife of the nobleman attempted to seduce him, testing his moral courage. Yusuf's refusal was not merely an act of resistance. It was a demonstration of unwavering commitment to God and righteousness. His actions showed that true patience often requires standing firm in principle, even when the world misunderstands or punishes you. Despite his innocence, Yusuf was falsely accused and imprisoned. Yet, he did not succumb to despair. In prison, he treated everyone with respect, kindness, and wisdom. His gift for interpreting dreams became known to fellow inmates, offering guidance and hope in their uncertain futures. Yusuf's ability to remain calm, just, and helpful even in confinement reflected his extraordinary character. During his time in prison, Yusuf interpreted the dreams of 2 fellow prisoners. These interpretations were accurate, offering insight into their futures. One would return to the king's service, while the other faced execution. Yusuf's patience and reliance on God remained steadfast, knowing that divine timing would eventually unfold. The king of Egypt experienced troubling dreams that none of his advisors could explain. Yusuf was summoned, and through God's guidance, he interpreted the dreams. 7 years of abundance would be followed by 7 years of famine. Impressed by his wisdom and foresight, the king appointed Yusuf to a high administrative position, entrusting him with the kingdom's resources during both times of plenty and scarcity. The famine brought Yusuf's family to Egypt in search of food. They did not recognize him, but Yusuf knew them. He carefully observed their character, testing their honesty and remorse. This period highlighted the intersection of patience, wisdom, and strategic action. Yusuf's decisions were guided not by anger or revenge, but by a deep understanding of human nature and divine justice. When he revealed himself to his brothers, Yusuf's response was mercy. He provided for them generously, forgave their past actions, and facilitated the reunion of his family. This act emphasized that patience is not passive endurance, but an active engagement with life's challenges, coupled with forgiveness and compassion. Yusuf's story illustrates how enduring hardships with integrity can lead to reconciliation, healing, and lasting peace. Yusuf's rise from slavery and imprisonment to leadership demonstrates that challenges can be instruments of preparation. Each trial he faced, betrayal by family, false accusations, and separation from loved ones, was a step toward realizing his destiny. His ability to navigate adversity with patience and unwavering faith exemplifies the strength that comes from trusting God's plan. Dreams played a pivotal role throughout Yusuf's life. They were a form of guidance, a divine map showing the future. Interpreting them required not only skill but patience, reflection, and a connection to God. His life teaches that guidance often comes in subtle ways and that understanding it requires a patient and thoughtful heart. Forgiveness remained a central theme. When reunited with his brothers, Yusuf could have held grudges, but he chose compassion. He provided for them and reconciled the family, demonstrating that enduring hardship with faith allows for the healing of relationships and the transformation of hearts. His actions show that patience and mercy together have the power to restore trust and love even after betrayal. Yusuf's administration in Egypt during the years of famine reflects the practical application of wisdom gained through trials. His ability to plan, manage, and guide a nation demonstrates how patience and faith translate into action. Leadership in Yusuf's life was not merely about authority but about responsibility, foresight, and ethical decision-making. Every stage of Yusuf's journey, from the well to the palace, illustrates a principle. Patience is active, not passive. It manifests in decisions, in moral choices, in forgiveness, and in service to others. Life's trials shape character, but patience and faith ensure that the shaping leads to wisdom, compassion, and leadership. The story of Yusuf also highlights resilience. Despite immense adversity, including envy, betrayal, temptation, and false accusations, he remained steadfast. His life shows that resilience is built through trust in God, moral courage, and consistent adherence to principle. Yusuf's example demonstrates that enduring challenges with patience produces not only personal strength, but also the ability to positively influence others. Ultimately, Yusuf's story is a timeless lesson for humanity. It teaches that patience, faith, forgiveness, and integrity are virtues that guide the heart through trials and towards fulfillment. His experiences remind us that every hardship carries a purpose and that divine wisdom often works through life's most difficult moments. Yusuf's life, full of trials and triumphs, serves as a blueprint for navigating challenges. His journey shows that maintaining faith and integrity, even in the face of injustice and adversity, can lead to reconciliation, prosperity, and divine blessings. The patience demonstrated throughout his life transformed obstacles into opportunities and adversity into leadership and influence. The culmination of Yusuf's story, the reunion with his family, and the realization of his dreams, reflects the rewards of steadfast faith and patience. His life demonstrates that enduring hardship with integrity and mercy not only leads to personal fulfillment, but also impacts the lives of countless others. His journey is a testament to the enduring power of patience, trust in God, and moral strength. Through every hardship, Yusuf's faith never wavered. From the darkness of the well to the challenges of prison, from the trials of temptation to the responsibilities of leadership, every moment was marked by trust in God and unwavering patience. His life exemplifies how enduring difficulties with faith and integrity. Prophet Yusuf, Joseph, peace be upon him, continue his journey through trials and divine guidance, teaching lessons of patience, resilience, and wisdom. His early dreams, which had seemed distant and mysterious, began to unfold gradually, revealing the purpose behind every challenge he had faced. Each test, from his brother's jealousy to false accusations, was a step toward fulfilling God's plan. After being sold into slavery in Egypt, Yusuf was brought to the household of a nobleman. Despite the harsh reality of being separated from family and homeland, Yusuf carried himself with dignity and integrity. His intelligence, honesty, and moral character earned him respect and trust within the household. His ability to maintain righteousness in a foreign land reflected an inner strength rooted in patience and faith. The nobleman's wife tested Yusuf's character, attempting to seduce him. Yusuf resisted, choosing the path of righteousness over immediate comfort or safety. His refusal led to false accusations, resulting in imprisonment. Despite these hardships, Yusuf's demeanor remained calm, composed, and just. He treated fellow inmates with respect, maintaining his integrity while offering guidance and support to others in the prison. Within the prison, Yusuf's ability to interpret dreams became known. 2 fellow prisoners approached him, seeking clarity about their visions. Yusuf interpreted them with precision, showing insight and wisdom. These moments illustrated how patience and trust in God can transform difficult circumstances into opportunities for service, guidance, and personal growth. Time passed, and Yusuf's reputation reached the king of Egypt, who faced troubling dreams that none of his advisors could explain. Yusuf interpreted the dreams, revealing 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of famine. The king, impressed by his wisdom and foresight, appointed Yusuf to manage the kingdom's resources during both the prosperous and lean years. This elevation was a direct result of Yusuf's patience, integrity, and steadfast faith. The famine eventually brought Yusuf's brothers to Egypt in search of sustenance. They did not recognize Yusuf, but he recognized them. Yusuf observed their behavior and intentions carefully, testing their honesty and remorse. This period highlighted his wisdom and prudence, demonstrating that patience is not only enduring trials, but also making thoughtful, morally guided decisions in complex situations. Yusuf eventually revealed himself to his brothers, choosing mercy over revenge. He forgave them, provided for them, and facilitated a reunion with his family. This act of forgiveness exemplified the power of patience and moral integrity, showing that enduring hardships with faith allows for reconciliation and the healing of relationships. Yusuf's story illustrates that true strength lies in patience, wisdom, and compassion. The reunion with his father, Prophet Yaqub, was a culmination of years of endurance, trials, and faith. Their emotional reconnection reflected the fulfillment of divine promise and guidance. Yusuf's journey from the well to the palace symbolized the transformative power of patience, showing that every trial has a purpose and every difficulty can lead to growth, fulfillment, and blessings. Yusuf's administration during the famine reflected his practical application of wisdom, integrity, and foresight. He implemented strategies to preserve resources and ensure the survival of the people, demonstrating that patience combined with knowledge and planning creates impactful leadership. His actions reinforced that enduring trials not only prepares individuals for personal growth, but also enables them to serve and benefit others effectively. The story of Yusuf highlights the significance of dreams and divine guidance. His early visions provided insight into his destiny, but their fulfillment required patience, reflection, and unwavering trust in God. His life teaches that guidance often comes subtly and requires discernment, moral courage, and endurance to interpret and act upon effectively. Forgiveness remained central to Yusuf's life. By forgiving his brothers, he exemplified that enduring hardships with patience allows the heart to act with compassion and mercy. His actions show that patience is intertwined with forgiveness, and through this combination, relationships can be restored and strengthened. Yusuf's example provides timeless guidance for responding to betrayal and injustice with wisdom and grace. Resilience was another key aspect of Yusuf's life. From the darkness of the well to the trials of prison, he endured challenges that could have broken many. His steadfastness demonstrates that resilience is born from trust in God, ethical integrity, and moral courage. Yusuf's journey shows that enduring difficulties shapes character, builds wisdom, and prepares one for future responsibilities and influence. Yusuf's story also emphasizes the active nature of patience. It is not merely waiting for hardship to pass, but involves deliberate, morally guided choices, consistent faith, and thoughtful action. His responses to temptation, betrayal, and complex situations demonstrate that true patience is dynamic and transformative, producing strength, wisdom, and the ability to guide others. Throughout his life, Yusuf exemplified humility, integrity, and moral courage. Even after attaining a high position in Egypt, he remained grounded, using his authority to benefit others rather than for personal gain. His example demonstrates that patience and moral steadfastness are essential qualities of effective leadership, ensuring that power is exercised with wisdom and justice. The culmination of Yusuf's story, his reunion with his family and fulfillment of his dreams, reinforces that patience, faith, and righteousness are rewarded. Every trial he faced, every hardship endured, was part of a divine plan leading to reconciliation, leadership, and the ultimate realization of his destiny. Yusuf's journey teaches that trials are not meaningless. They are opportunities for spiritual growth, moral development, and the cultivation of wisdom and compassion. His story is a guide, showing that patience and faith allow individuals to navigate life's difficulties, maintain integrity, and achieve fulfillment while positively influencing the lives of others. The story also demonstrates that enduring hardships with patience and moral clarity can lead to reconciliation and healing in relationships. Yusuf's forgiveness of his brothers and provision for his family illustrate the transformative power of patience and mercy, emphasizing that true strength encompasses both endurance and compassion. In essence, Yusuf's life is a blueprint for overcoming adversity with faith, patience, and moral integrity. Each challenge, from envy, betrayal, temptation, and false accusation, was met with steadfast trust in God, thoughtful action, and unwavering patience. These qualities enabled him to rise from hardship to leadership, demonstrating that patience is both a virtue and a path to personal and communal benefit. Ultimately, Yusuf's story serves as a timeless example of how patience, forgiveness, and faith in divine wisdom can transform suffering into triumph, injustice into reconciliation, and hardship into fulfillment. His life illustrates that enduring trials with integrity shapes not only one's destiny, but also the lives of others, leaving a legacy of moral strength, wisdom, and compassion. Yusuf, Joseph, peace be upon him, was a young boy whose life was marked by extraordinary dreams and extraordinary trials. His childhood visions foretold a destiny that would not only affect his own life, but also the lives of his family and the people of Egypt. 11 stars, the sun, and the moon bowing in his dreams symbolized the people who had come to recognize his wisdom and the challenges that would refine his character. The envy of his brothers culminated in one of the earliest tests of his patience. Their jealousy over the love their father had for Yusuf led them to cast him into a deep well, leaving him isolated and vulnerable. This act, driven by envy, could have broken a lesser heart, but Yusuf remained steadfast. Even in that darkness, he found strength in faith, demonstrating that true patience begins in moments of complete uncertainty. Travelers passing by discovered Yusuf and took him to Egypt, where he was sold into slavery. Though separated from his family and thrust into a foreign land, Yusuf's integrity, humility, and intelligence quickly distinguished him. He adapted to his new environment with grace, earning trust and respect from those around him. His early trials in Egypt were the foundation upon which his later wisdom and leadership were built. In the house of his master, Yusuf faced a test of moral courage. The wife of the nobleman attempted to seduce him. Yusuf resisted, choosing righteousness and faith over personal safety or ease. His decision to uphold his principles, despite the risk of false accusations, reflects the essence of patience, maintaining integrity under pressure. This steadfastness eventually led to imprisonment, but Yusuf's character remained unshaken. In prison, Yusuf's gift for interpreting dreams became widely recognized. Fellow inmates approached him with visions, seeking understanding. Yusuf interpreted their dreams with accuracy, offering clarity and hope even while he remained confined. This period highlighted the transformative power of patience. Adversity became a platform for service, wisdom, and personal growth. Eventually, the king of Egypt experienced troubling dreams that no one could explain. Yusuf was summoned, and through God's guidance, he interpreted the dreams, revealing 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of famine. Impressed by his insight, the king appointed Yusuf to a position of great responsibility, managing the nation's resources through both prosperity and scarcity. This elevation demonstrated that patience and integrity prepare one for leadership and influence. During the famine, Yusuf's family came to Egypt in search of aid, unaware of his identity. Yusuf recognized his brothers, but concealed himself at first. He observed their behavior, noting remorse and honesty. This careful assessment showed that patience is not passive. It involves discernment, strategic thinking, and moral judgment. When he finally revealed himself, Yusuf forgave them, exemplifying that patience combined with compassion can heal relationships and restore trust. The reunion with his father was a moment of profound fulfillment. Prophet Yaqub, who had endured years of sorrow over Yusuf's disappearance, experienced relief and joy. This reunion symbolized the culmination of divine wisdom and the rewards of enduring hardships with faith. Yusuf's journey from the well to the palace illustrates how trials are woven into the fabric of destiny, shaping character and preparing one for greater responsibilities. Yusuf's administration during the famine demonstrated the practical application of patience, wisdom, and foresight. He implemented strategies to manage food resources, ensuring survival for both his family and the wider population. His leadership reflected ethical governance, showing that patience is intertwined with planning, responsibility, and service to others. His actions provide a model of how enduring trials equips one with the skills and insight needed for effective leadership. Dreams were a recurring theme in Yusuf's life. They were a source of guidance, a window into the unfolding of divine plans. From childhood to adulthood, interpreting and understanding dreams required patience, reflection, and reliance on God. Yusuf's ability to navigate life with this divine insight highlights the importance of listening, discerning, and acting thoughtfully in response to the signs and challenges life presents. Forgiveness played a central role in Yusuf's story. When reunited with his brothers, he chose mercy over retribution. He provided generously for them, reconciling past wrongs and restoring family bonds. This demonstrates that patience is not just enduring hardship, but also extending compassion and grace toward those who have caused harm. Yusuf's approach teaches that forgiveness and patience together create healing and harmony. Resilience is another defining aspect of Yusuf's life. From abandonment in the well, slavery, and imprisonment to eventual leadership, he consistently demonstrated fortitude and unwavering faith. His experiences illustrate that enduring adversity with patience builds strength, shapes character, and prepares one for future opportunities and responsibilities. Yusuf's resilience was intertwined with moral courage and spiritual trust, allowing him to navigate challenges successfully. Yusuf's journey underscores that patience is an active virtue. It involves conscious decision-making, moral steadfastness, and consistent reliance on God. Every choice he made, resisting temptation, interpreting dreams, managing responsibilities, and forgiving his brothers, was a reflection of deliberate, principled patience. His life shows that enduring trials with integrity is not passive endurance, but dynamic engagement with life's challenges. Even in positions of authority, Yusuf remained humble, compassionate, and wise. He used his elevated role to serve others and ensure fairness. His leadership exemplified that patience, ethical conduct, and faith produce not only personal fulfillment, but also positive impact on society. Yusuf's story demonstrates that patience equips individuals with the moral and intellectual tools necessary for effective and just leadership. Ultimately, Yusuf's life illustrates that trials are purposeful and divinely guided. Each hardship, envy, betrayal, false accusation, and separation was part of a larger plan. Patience, combined with trust in God, transforms suffering into wisdom, adversity into leadership, and trials into blessings. His life serves as a model for navigating challenges with grace, integrity, and foresight. The fulfillment of Yusuf's dreams, the reconciliation with his family, and his elevation to a position of influence reflect the ultimate rewards of patience, trust, and moral steadfastness. His story emphasizes that enduring hardship with faith and integrity not only leads to personal growth, but also shapes a legacy of wisdom, justice, and compassion. Yusuf's journey shows that patience is both a shield and a path to greatness. It protects the heart during trials and equips individuals to fulfill their purpose. His life teaches that enduring challenges with faith and moral clarity enables one to impact others positively, reconcile past wrongs, and achieve fulfillment. Through Yusuf's experiences, it becomes clear that patience, wisdom, forgiveness, and faith are interconnected virtues. Together, they allow the individual to navigate life's difficulties, uphold ethical standards, and achieve both personal and communal good. His life serves as a timeless guide for resilience, leadership, and moral excellence. Even at the peak of his influence, Yusuf's life remained a testament to humility, patience, and moral courage. He exemplified that enduring trials with integrity and compassion ensures that success is meaningful, lasting, and beneficial to others. The story of Yusuf reflects that patience, faith, and forgiveness are the cornerstones of a life that transforms adversity into triumph and hardship into opportunity. Prophet Yusuf, Joseph, peace be upon him, had endured a life full of trials, from the envy of his brothers to separation from his family, from false accusations to imprisonment. Every hardship shaped his character, preparing him for a destiny that would not only fulfill his dreams, but also provide lessons for generations to come. His story is a testament to the transformative power of patience, trust, and moral integrity. The journey of Yusuf began with dreams that signaled a remarkable future. Even as a young boy, he saw visions of 11 stars, the sun, and the moon bowing to him. These dreams were more than mere visions. They were divine messages of the life ahead, hinting at leadership, family reunification, and trials that would refine his spirit. The dreams foreshadowed both his challenges and his ultimate triumphs. Yusuf's brothers, consumed by jealousy, threw him into a deep well, intending to remove him from their lives. Alone and abandoned, he faced uncertainty and danger. Yet, even in the darkness, Yusuf's faith remained unwavering. His patience began here, in isolation, and became the foundation of his resilience throughout his life. Travelers discovered Yusuf and took him to Egypt, where he was sold as a servant. Despite the alien environment and loss of his family, Yusuf demonstrated humility, intelligence, and integrity. His conduct in the nobleman's household earned him respect, illustrating that patience combined with character and wisdom can shine even in adversity. The nobleman's wife attempted to lure Yusuf, testing his morality. Yusuf's steadfast refusal, even when faced with false accusations, showcased moral courage and unwavering faith. His subsequent imprisonment could have been a moment of despair, yet Yusuf remained composed, wise, and patient, maintaining his dignity while helping and guiding others in the prison. In prison, Yusuf interpreted the dreams of fellow inmates, providing clarity and insight. His ability to remain patient and righteous despite confinement highlighted how adversity can become an opportunity for service and growth. This period also reinforced his connection with God, showing that patience rooted in faith carries one through the darkest moments. Eventually, the king of Egypt faced perplexing dreams about upcoming famine and prosperity. Yusuf interpreted them accurately, forecasting 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of scarcity. Recognizing his wisdom, the king appointed Yusuf to a high administrative position, entrusting him with the management of the kingdom's resources. Yusuf's patience, integrity, and faith culminated in this pivotal moment, demonstrating how enduring trials prepares one for responsibility and leadership. During the famine, Yusuf's family came to Egypt seeking aid. They did not recognize him, but Yusuf recognized them. Through careful observation, he tested their honesty and remorse. His strategic patience emphasized that enduring trials is not passive. It involves wisdom, reflection, and measured action. When he finally revealed himself, Yusuf forgave his brothers, exemplifying mercy and reconciliation. This reunion highlighted the profound power of patience intertwined with forgiveness. The reunion with Prophet Yaqub was a culmination of years of longing, trials, and trust in God. The father and son were reunited, tears of joy and relief marking the moment. Yusuf's journey from abandonment to reunion illustrates how patience and steadfast faith can transform suffering into fulfillment, despair into triumph. Every step of his life reflected divine wisdom and guidance. Yusuf's governance during the famine showcased his application of patience and wisdom in practical life. He ensured food distribution, planned for scarcity, and managed resources ethically and efficiently. His leadership highlighted that patience is not passive endurance, but an active virtue, manifesting through responsible, thoughtful, and moral action. His life demonstrated how trials prepare one for roles of service, influence, and leadership. Forgiveness was central to Yusuf's character. By forgiving his brothers and providing for them, he illustrated that true patience includes compassion. Patience without forgiveness is incomplete. Yusuf's example shows that enduring hardships with faith and mercy transforms relationships, heals wounds, and restores harmony. His actions serve as a guide for resolving conflicts with wisdom and grace. Resilience defined Yusuf's journey. From the darkness of the well, slavery, imprisonment, and false accusations to becoming a leader, Yusuf's unwavering trust in God and moral steadfastness allowed him to navigate adversity successfully. Resilience, paired with patience and integrity, equipped him to fulfill his dreams and positively impact the lives of many. Yusuf's life underscores that patience is both protective and empowering. It shields the heart in times of trial while simultaneously preparing it for leadership, reconciliation, and purpose. His ability to endure suffering, maintain righteousness, and exercise mercy demonstrates that true patience shapes character, guides decision-making, and creates a lasting legacy. Dreams were a thread woven throughout Yusuf's life. They provided foresight, guidance, and insight into divine plans. Understanding and interpreting these dreams required patience, reflection, and reliance on God. Yusuf's experiences show that patience enables one to perceive and act upon life signs, turning challenges into opportunities and visions into reality. Every trial Yusuf faced, from envy and betrayal to temptation and imprisonment, was instrumental in developing his wisdom, character, and leadership. Patience was the constant thread, enabling him to endure hardships while maintaining moral clarity. His life illustrates that patience is active. It involves deliberate choices, ethical conduct, and thoughtful responses to adversity. The story of Yusuf also teaches humility. Despite attaining a high position, he remained compassionate, fair, and mindful of God's guidance. His leadership, informed by patience, faith, and moral integrity, benefited his family, the people of Egypt, and future generations. Yusuf's life demonstrates that patience coupled with wisdom and compassion produces true, lasting influence. Ultimately, Yusuf's story culminates in fulfillment, reconciliation, and divine reward. His reunion with his family, forgiveness of his brothers, and realization of his dreams demonstrate the power of enduring trials with faith, patience, and moral courage. Every hardship, no matter how severe, was part of God's plan, and Yusuf's steadfastness transformed adversity into triumph. Yusuf's life serves as a timeless guide. It teaches that enduring trials with patience, maintaining integrity, exercising forgiveness, and relying on divine wisdom ensures that hardships become pathways to fulfillment and blessings. His journey shows that suffering, when met with patience, shapes character, builds leadership, and leaves a lasting legacy of virtue. The story concludes with a reflection that patience, coupled with faith and ethical conduct, transforms lives. Yusuf's journey, from childhood dreams to trials, imprisonment, leadership, and family reunification, is a testament to the enduring power of patience. His story illuminates the truth that God's plan is perfect, and the heart that trusts and perseveres will always find fulfillment, reconciliation, and peace.